Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the ValVr Winter Games. We are here today for the paintball finals here today between Rise of the Pink Moon and Green Beans. This is going to be an excellent series of games here. We've seen over the last couple of weeks these two teams just battle it out on the field. It's going to be a very exciting match. Hi, I'm Zizuar. I'm going to be your host this afternoon. And with me today, we're going to have two extremely noticeable Rec Room personalities, I guess would be the best word for it. Please welcome Burn and Bathia.
Hello.
So, Burn, I think everybody will recognize our favorite Rec Room pirate there. How you doing today, Burn?
I'm doing so well, mate. How about you?
Awesome. Bathia, welcome in. Everybody familiar with Bathia does some excellent Instagram posting.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to have you guys here today. Let's talk a bit about the two teams that are coming in today. Burn, you were actually on Suicide Squad that went up last week in the semifinals against the Green Beans. So what do you see going on the Green Beans today going into here?
Well, they didn't scare me. I mean, they did win the match. But, Lily is pretty good. He's a great player. They've got Sci-Fi, Kahinis, Agent Legs, Deb, and Goodbye. Sci-Fi, he's a pusher. He just knows how to play really well each match. He's a sniper. But don't be fooled. He's pretty good at just regular pistol shooting.
Yep.
And Agent, he's just a straight-up assassin.
So hopefully we'll see some magical burn grenades today. Bathia, you've been around Rec Room for quite some time. What about Rise of the Pink Moon? How do you see these guys coming onto the field today?
So, yeah, I actually went up against Rise of the Pink Moon in the first match, and they absolutely destroyed us. They have, insane teamwork. They were calling out spawn points where we were going, and so they have it together, and they are deadly accurate. So it's gonna be a tough challenge to beat them for sure.
Oh, we have some great veterans on both of these teams, especially starting on Rise of the Pink Moon. Gog has been around for more than 4 years. He even was running the pickup tournaments. He's been involved in the paintball league for so many years. Dark Moon, Zephyr, all of these guys are well seasoned, and they're going up against another well seasoned team on the Green Beans. So between the two, who do you guys think are I would say more of the biggest threat here? Burn, let's start with you.
I would say the greatest threat would be the Rise of the Pink Moon. Beware, because their team, they're stacked. They're dangerous. It's one of the greatest, strongest groups I've ever came across with in the 7th Sea. Of course, this is not the seas, it would be in the river. They're very dangerous, with Dark Moon being one of the best players in the league, along with Split Moon and Gold and Vapor, up-and-coming players, and Defeats and Living. They're a really strong team. I'd expect them to push hard. I expect them to dominate the first half of the field. Then they will push against the enemy hard. So the other team better beware.
Oh, yep, they better beware. But Bathia, we're going to be on River, which is probably one of the most balanced maps here we have. What do you see as the biggest threat with a very balanced map here between these two teams?
So, yeah, these are two great teams. What I'm seeing in River is a lot of grenades flying around. And so I think it's just going to be rough to get anywhere without being hit by a grenade.
Yeah, on River, you take out some of these teams have a big strength in the snipers, especially people like Sci-Fi or GOG. They really have a threat with that sniper. There's no sniper on this map. You have a couple shotguns, you have a couple shields. Each team has the same number of grenades and your pistols. So it's you take away some of those threats there. And I really think we're in for a solid match today. That being said, we have a couple of interviews with some of the teams here. So let's go ahead and take you over to that, and we'll see you here in just a moment.
So, with me, I have Gog from Rise of the Pink Moon getting ready to play in tomorrow. Well, today, by the time you guys watch this, today's finals against Green Beans. So, Gog, I've got one question for you. How are you feeling about the game?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we're gonna do well tomorrow, or today by the time everyone sees it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you will too. I think it's going to be a really, really exciting game. What do you think your team is going to do best?
I think what we're gonna do best is keeping pressure on the other team. All of our team, they're all top players. They're really good at being where they need to be to keep pressure on the other team.
Yeah, of course. How do you think you're going to do?
I think I'm gonna do somewhat well. For the past while, I haven't been doing well, but recently I've been doing a lot better than I normally do. So I think I'm feeling really good about the match tomorrow.
That's awesome. So is there anything you're afraid of from the other team? Anything you're expecting from them?
They do have some pretty strong players, like Agent Lags or Kahis. They're both really good players. Uh, I I think we'll still have the advantage, but yeah, they're gonna be some tough opponents.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then finally, what would you plan to do with the prize money?
Probably buy steak. I've been wanting to get a steak, so I'll probably get a steak with the money.
That is such a good answer. I love that so much. All right, well, very cool. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck today, and I really hope you guys do well. Thank you so much. This has been Gog from Rise of the Pink Moon, and we are going to get into the finals any minute now. Thank you guys so much. Hi, I am Psychaotic with ValVr, and you're playing for Team Green Beans today in the finals tournament against Rise of the Pink Moon. So, how are you feeling about the game? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm not going to be playing because I don't have my PC currently. I'm not in a good condition to play it, but my teammates are certainly ready for this match
That's
that we're
awesome.
having.
Yeah, so you think they're going to do well even without you?
Yeah, they've been doing well the whole entire time without me. I believe in them because, well, if they can win against these types of teams, like these are really hard teams that we went against, and we still won, and they can win without me. So I'm thinking they definitely got something. They got strategy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what are you most are you afraid of anything like that the other team is going to pull out on you, or any strategies they might use, or what are you most nervous about?
I feel like GOG is gonna like do really good because GOG was probably one of the main reasons why they won the last match in the semis
Mm-hmm.
because he was just going crazy. He was really good on that day, and that he could be a terrifying player, especially on a map like River. He's gonna do really good, and I know it. Uh,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you think your team is going to do best?
do best lock and hold. Once they get a spot in a position, they can hold that for a while as long as they stay as the plan.
That's awesome. So, yeah, you think you're gonna do well?
Yeah,
All right,
it's definitely. I bet they're gonna put up a fight.
for sure, for sure. And if you win, what are you gonna do with the prize money?
Prize money? I don't know. It's not that much, but uh, it would go somewhere. I'm gonna have it.
Cog said that he's gonna get himself a steak. So
That's nice.
yeah, but yeah. All right. Well,
Get a wedding
thank you.
steak.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to me. Best of luck to you and your team in the finals today. And yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Use the people tab on your watch.
All right, some great interviews there from our team captains. And one thing I didn't mention before we went into this here is the green beans. If you add up the total kills from each one of their players, each one of them have gotten over 100 kills throughout the tournament here. Whereas on the Rise of the Pink Moon, total kills for GOG over 100. Everybody else is close, but below that 100 mark. Do we think that's going to translate in these games, guys? Or do you see Rise of the Pink Moon taking just a different strategy to get to that overall mark?
Well, I think they're gonna spray a lot. I think they're gonna go on the offensive right off the bat, and I think Rise of the Pink Moon is gonna push hard. So green beans better beware. I see them playing a lot defensively on this one, and I don't know. I mean, they both have a chance, but Rise of the Pink Moon, this stacked team.
Well, it is a best of 5 series here, so it's not like one and we're done. These guys are going to have to conserve energy. If they come out hard in the first one, you run the risk of running out of steam midway through, as we kind of saw with your team, Suicide Squad Burn. You guys had a tough 2 games, and then in the third game, you guys just kind of seemed to run out of steam, even though you fought hard. That could easily happen here, especially in best out of 5. What do we think, Bathia, on that? Are we concerned at all about the energy level from these 2 teams?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just after like a match or 2 of, high competitive play, it's going to burn a lot of energy. So you're going to have to conserve that starting out, but not too much so you don't get overwhelmed in the first match or 2.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, I used to be able to go about 3 matches, and then I was out of breath. Nowadays, shoot, halfway through the first one, I'm probably out of breath as it is. I'm not as young as I used to be, But I really think, though, with the 2 teams and their conditioning here, we really have a high threat from the Pink Moon, but Green Beans has just shown some high veracity with those kill streaks. So that's really what we're going to have to pay attention to and see who just carries the stamina on through.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're gonna play 3 matches, correct? And best of 100, and they're gonna have time to rotate players if they get tired. So if they run out of breath, hopefully they've got their other players on standby.
Yep, very important. Make sure you put in some of your fresh talent and just keep that communication up and going. However, Rise of the Pink Moon has just sailed through this competition. Green Beans have had a little bit of a challenge, but overall, it's hard to tell between these 2 who is the stronger. Just looking at stats doesn't tell the whole picture. You've really got to look at who's wiped the board and who's actually had to fight a couple of extra games to get here.
Yes, absolutely. They're gonna really fight hard. I'm sure they're gonna get tired because it's 3 matches up to 100. And honestly, Green Beans, if they get hot, they can actually pull it through. But it's yet to be determined.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be starting out here soon in just a moment. For our opening game, you're going to have the Green Beans on the blue side, and you're going to have the Rise of the Pink Moon on the red. Looks like they've chosen their starting points. So any moment, as soon as the teams are ready, we'll be hightailing it over there. As Byrne said, we are best to 100. And again, this map is the most balanced of all the ones we've seen so far. So I really think we're in for a good fight, a good matchup. And I'm just excited to see these teams get going.
Yes. Let's hope it turns out to be a longer match than I am anticipating. It doesn't. Well, you know what they say about time. Time flies when you're having wrong.
Absolutely. And we're going to switch it over to the game now, guys. So strap in. It's going to be a battle. And as we get going here in the opening matchup, it looks like those grenades have already started flying from the red side. ValVr taken down by a nice long shot grenade there. Opening battle 2-1. It doesn't look like anybody is expending overly too much energy going at it here. That's a good strategy in the opening, as we discussed.
Nobody's pushing hard, I see.
I think both teams are aware of how long of a battle this is going to end up being, and nobody wants to just tire out in the first game going hard.
Yes, already 7-3, 7-4 now.
As long as these teams can keep the score pretty tight, nobody's going to have to fight too hard to come back. It could be a back and forth all the way to the end here with 15 minutes on the clock, down to 13:45 now.
Now, let's see Darkman. He's a pretty defensive player, I see, so he's probably going to stand back more often than the other players. ValVr, he's more of a pusher, and he's probably going to push forward.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, we don't see GOG in the match here, nor do we see Derp. So both of the team captains looks like they're conserving their energy, maybe to switch out in another match. So you've got Sci-Fi, a heavy hitter on the green bean side, and you've got Dark Moon, a heavy hitter on the side of the pink Rise of the Pink Moon. So who are we looking for here to shine on either team for this first match, Burn?
I would say that Agent Lags will be popping off for their team, and Sci-Fi, he's going to start pushing. He's up and down when it comes to holding the team, so I say he's like a 50-50 kill rate kind of guy. And in regards to the other team, I would see ValVr and Darkmoon being playing very efficient, and the other two, Glibby and Defeats, they will be supporting.
Yeah, Defeats is definitely a good backup player there to support his team. You've got ValVr really shining here for the red team so far. 23-14 with 12 minutes, 15 seconds left in this first match. So you got about a 10-point spread. Not really that much of a distance here. The blue team
They're pushing forward. They're holding up the middle. Rise of the Pink Moon is. And they're starting to put grenades everywhere.
Blue team does seem to be hanging back just a bit. You're right there, Burn. Red team is pushing in, being a little more aggressive, and that could be contributing to the early lead they have here.
The key is not to get trapped with one pistol being spawned after death. And if they get trapped, well, they're going to be at a disadvantage holding one pistol. So they're going to have to find a dead body's mate and take their pistol.
Well, you've got ValVr kind of sticking in the middle ground there, laying down some good cover fire. They do have blue kind of spawn trapped at the moment. Glibglob was back in the blue space there with a shield and shoddy combo. So while two of the red team members are laying down cover fire, you got somebody going into the back and just pushing forward on the blue team.
Now, this is a tactic I see quite often in the middle, where they hold the top platform there, and they just start shooting pistols and throwing the grenades over there. And if they're able to hold that spot, they can hold them back quite often and quite big.
Now, with just over 10 minutes left in the match, it's 36-20. So the lead for the red team has grown a little bit here. However, there's plenty of time for that gap to be overcome by the blue team if they're just able to get control of that midfield and maybe push back on red a bit.
Yeah, they're almost leading by half. what the other team is leading by. So it's going to be a tough match for them to catch up on, but I can't say it's not impossible.
Well, we haven't even reached the halfway point here, so we have to stress to everybody that this big of a gap has been overcome so many times in the past, and if Blue's just conserving energy, they could be biding their time to push back here.
And you got Zephyr there holding the middle platform there, like I said, and throwing grenades. Exactly how I imagined he would do.
Zephyr throwing some nice grenades there. Even if he's not hitting anybody, he's making the blue team dodge and take some cover, so they really can't get a command to take back midfield here.
Yeah, he's new to the scene. He's one of the newest players in the game in regards to the league, and he's someone to watch out for.
9 minutes, 25 seconds left, 47-28 in favor of the red team so far. Looks like Zephyr is still pushing most of that for the red team, but not far behind them are going to be Dark Moon and Defeats.
Okay, 3 of them will push to the right.
Blue team actually getting out of the spawn there. That could help them make a comeback here. We've reached maybe about mid-game here, 50-30. Still over 8 minutes left in the match.
Glim was over there trying to attempt to invade the base with a shotgun shield. That's an effective strategy.
Very effective unless those grenades can take out one of those shield wielders. That seems to be one of the biggest tactics to take out a shield shoddy. We haven't seen very much of the shield shoddy combo be as effective in the past as it used to be. That's kind of a meta change that I've seen. How about you, Bern? What have you seen sort of in the meta here recently?
Well, you know, in the past, the shotgun used to shoot further and used to be more spread wide. Now the Red Room sort of nerfed it, and so it's not as effective as it used to be. But in a lot of things, it can be quite effective.
So 8 minutes left, 57-38. Red team with a commanding lead here. Still plenty of time for blue to come back, but a 17-point lead is nothing to scoff at. Blue team just really needs to gain hold of that middle ground, work as a team, and see if they can't trap red in their spawn areas. Get a few more points on the board here. Looks like they're actually starting to push a bit.
Yeah, they're starting to push some resisting sport. Let's see how often that they can do it. Get out of the situation at the base. They need to push harder.
Ooh, great grenade flying from across the map from the red team. They did push back, and blue is having to retake that midfield. So far, we're seeing a good pushback from blue, but I gotta wonder, is it coming a little too late?
Well, if they hold them down right here, then they can start racking up some points.
64-48. Still 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the board. So there is time for blue to make a comeback.
Yeah, you got 3 people on the left right there for red team, and if they don't start killing people on the left, they're going to start pushing into the base from the left usually.
Zephyr caught between 2 fires there. He does get taken down by Agent Lags, it looks like.
There's Dark Moon playing defensively. Very efficient player. Agent Lag doesn't seem too happy.
I'm surprised. I'm starting to see some more grenades here, but we're not seeing just a barrage of grenades like we normally see coming out of this. Maybe it's people aren't stationing by the grenades enough. They're more worried about pushing in. But 70-54 here, somebody needs to take advantage of either some of these grenades or being able to try and pin somebody in with a shield shoddy combo, per se.
Yeah, Agent Legs and Sci-Fi, they're the ones who I expect to use the grenades more often. I'm surprised they're not using it as much. Maybe because they keep getting pinned, and Red Team may be shooting out the grenades a lot.
Well, 75-56 with about 5 minutes left in the match here. We are looking at no team seems to have control of the map like the red team had early on in this match. So blue is doing a good job of not letting them have explicit control as they were earlier. They just really need to be able to push red back so that they can make up some of this lag that they got in the first half. They still have 5 minutes to do it, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, now's their time to push up. I mean, it looks like they've got somewhat of a decent position, killing some enemies, and they, if they can push up here, they can start racking up some extra points here.
So 78-63 current score. Red still holding on to that lead, but we have seen some aggressiveness coming from the blue. You know, with a little under 5 minutes left, I want to see blue push into the Reds' back area and just take some of these spawn kills, take some of the breath out of the red team too. Throw them back on their heels a bit.
Yeah, they've got position though to make it happen. I see grenades flying around a lot. Now the grenades, they lob slower, like as opposed to before. Before you used to be able to throw them fast, but now they don't go too fast. So there might be more misses than in the past.
Well, we also haven't seen very many people utilizing the glitch grenade. I'm not positive whether or not that is in the rule set for Val. I know in the PBL, glitch grenades are allowed, but in the CTPL, glitch grenades are not allowed.
Yeah, I believe the Rec Room had patched some of it, and so they made it a little bit more harder, a little bit more difficult to use. So I assume that that's why they're not using it as much.
So 84-76. We're coming up on the final minutes of the first game here. 3 minutes left in the match.
It's still anyone's game.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game, but blue does need to start showing some urgency here.
Yeah. You got 3 minutes, so if they can start racking up points and start pushing, they've got a shot.
Well, there's only an 8-point difference now. We were at about a 15 to 17-point difference mid-game, so blue can really come back here. We've seen it happen before with green beans, where they're lagging behind in the game, and then just near the end, they do a major push and end up taking it by a couple points. So we could be looking at that right here.
Yeah, when there's not much time left and they're about to lose, you got to be careful about panicking in the comms, because when that happens, sometimes you end up losing it for your team. So they need to be calculated.
Well, they're not going to do it being very safe, holding back in their base right now. So I'd like to see a good push from them here. You still have a couple minutes left on the board and not that big of a score difference.
Yeah, they can't have no choice but to push, because now the time is really winding down. Only 6 points left for red team to accomplish what they need.
And we're coming down to the wire on time, so if we don't see a score win here by the red team soon, we are going to be running out. You'll hear coach in about 30 seconds giving you that 1 minute warning, and at that point, both teams know, hey, I got to get a move on here.
Yeah, that's when panic starts to set in.
I am seeing the grenades from the red side pop over to the blue here.
They're starting to slightly catch up a little bit. Oh.
97-93. We're going to be listening here any second now for coach to give us the warning.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, one more point. All they need is one more kill.
Can blue hold out, or is red? Nope, there we go. And that will do it right there. Looks like the red team. So that is going to be Pink Moon taking the first round here.
Wow, what a match. I didn't think that they would hold up that strongly, blue team, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a wide margin.
Well, I wasn't so sure. I've seen some of those point scores from the green beans, and that looked a little concerning to me whenever we initially saw the point spread from the two competing teams. However, Rise of the Pink Moon kept control of that field, and they came out with the victory. So welcome back to the studio, guys. Again, I'm Zizwar, joined here by Burn and Bathia. So Bathia, before we move on and look at some of the point scores here, let's get your thoughts on that first match and how it went.
So that first match was intense. Red came out hot, and they were aggressive, and they took that center ground, and they were holding Blue down. And man, Blue really pushed back at the end, and I thought they were going to make a comeback. They went from almost 20 down to almost tying it up.
Now,
It
I
was
think
insane.
they may have hesitated just a little too long to turn on the gas there. I think if they had turned it on just a little bit earlier, Green Beans may have given the upset here midway through the game.
Yeah,
Quite
well, they need
possibly,
to push for another win. Blue team needs, or Green Beans needs to push for a win here, because if they don't, they're going to be really, they're going to have their backs to the wall.
Well, let's take a look at these stats real quick. On the pink team, you have Zephyr with 40 hits, 27 outs, Defeats with 18 hits, 24 outs, Dark Moon with 23 hits and 17 outs, and Glib Glob with 19 hits, 25 outs. That gave them the winning 100-point score. If we flip it over here, though, to the blue team, which is the Green Beans, you have Lily with 20 hits, 14 outs, Agent Lags 26 to 31, Sci-Fi with 25 to 23, and Cadets with 22 to 32. So if you look at the Green Beans, they were a little more spread out, and their team was even across the board. But on the Pink Moons, you have one or two players who really seem to carry the bulk of that. Burn, what do you think about these scores here and what it says about each team?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I didn't expect that much from Zidane. He went 40 for 27. He was leading his team and the push, even from the beginning all the way to the end. Darkman, he plays defensive as usual, but very efficient. And I mean, they fought hard, and I didn't expect that from Zephyr, to be honest. But there's the new up-and-coming player, one of the top leaders in the game nowadays. And in regards to the other team, they definitely have the assets to make up a win and catch up. They need to push harder, and they need to gain position.
I couldn't agree more. Bathia, what do you think the strategy needs to be for both teams going into match 2 here?
Oh yeah, for Green Beans, I think they need to keep that momentum that they had at the end. And for Rise of the Pink Moon, I think they need to just keep doing what they're doing, be aggressive and just rain grenades down.
Well, at the end of one game, we have the Rise of the Pink Moon up 1-0 against the Green Beans. Again, a best of 5, I believe we have going on here. So we will be moving on into the next match here in just a moment. Any final thoughts before we do switch over and see Game 2 get started here? Let's start with Burn.
Well, the next match, they've got to gain position, like I said. Maybe utilize the grenades more. Or they can be backed up into the base. Because if they do that, then the same thing is gonna happen in this match. But what I am expecting is GOG to swap in for one of the players. And once they do that for Rise of the Pink Moon, well, it's gonna be another element to their arsenal, and they should be able to push harder. So I'm expecting a tough fight, but I still think that with GOG in that team, they're gonna really rack up the score and the points.
All right, and as we get going here for Game 2, they have switched positions here. Oh, wait. Yes, they have. So you have the Rise of the Pink Moon on the blue side, and you have Green Beans on the red side. I don't see any player switch outs that I can tell as of yet. So right out of the gate, we are tied, now 3-2 with 14 minutes and 28 seconds left.
So they're running with the same team, are they?
Looks like we are running with the same team, just flipping sides. I'm not seeing the grenades be used as heavily yet again. It looks just like a couple of lobs here and there. they are remaining on the respective sides pretty well. Nobody is pushing forward to that middle ground just yet.
I see Glib there teleporting. He switched. Well, I'm not sure if he was teleporting the other match or not, but he's a great teleporter, I can tell you that.
Well, nowadays it seems like there is a nice balance in paintball between teleporters and walkers. For a while there, you did have very high strength in walkers, but teleporting can still be a very difficult mode of transportation to master for these matches.
Yeah, teleporters are now a rare breed. I mean, now it just seems like the walkers are having an advantage over teleporters in general, not as it used to be. But now it's you're getting less and less teleporters playing in the game.
Well, 10-9 right now, so we are keeping it a little closer here in the opening minutes of the second match as opposed to the first match. Green Beans does maintain the lead though, which is a stark contrast to how we opened up last match.
Yes, I didn't expect this from the start, but given that they didn't even swap any players, well, and they were putting up a resistance or a fight in the last game, I'd assume that they're going to learn from the mistake from the previous match.
Well, they could be coming out with a little more energy in this second match, knowing that they're already one down in this series and they need to get a win here. So they're not thrown back on their heels. They have 12 minutes, 28 seconds left to do that. And they've actually got a nice little lead here. 22-13 currently.
Yes, this is quite surprising. They actually have a shot in this one.
I think if they can just maintain what they're doing right now, unless Blue just snaps out with this push, it could be leaning in Green Bean's favor. It's really way too early for me to be saying anything definitive, but just they've come out looking like a completely different team in the second match so far.
Yeah, absolutely. They're I mean, it's a surprise to me, but I mean, given that, like I said in the previous match, they are probably warmed up, and I think that they've learned from the first match.
Well, one thing that we did see in that first match was that the Green Beans across all their players were pretty consistent on their scores. So every single member of that team was contributing to that. Now, here, if we flip that and they continue to do that, the Pink Moon had only one or two heavy hitters. So if they're able to corral a heavy hitter, this really does lean more towards the Green Beans' favor.
Yeah, but right now, Blue Team is making a push, and if Red Team doesn't get out of this spot that they're in right now, Blue Team can easily catch right back up.
Well, we are seeing Blue Team try and make a invasion into Red Team's base.
Now, I've seen Glib do this before, and what he does is he just sprays around this area. Oh, but he got caught.
Yep, they anticipated his second teleport there, and that did send him back to spawn. So we are seeing Red try and push in, but they're not having too much success. They are throwing down some cover fire. However, they have nearly a 10-point lead, so I don't think Red is feeling the pressure that they felt in the first game. I think Blue is feeling a little pressured here now.
Yeah, I wonder if, I know everybody says that each side is equal, Blue and Red in River, but I wonder if one side has an advantage over the other. I suppose it depends on the people individually and which side they feel that they're stronger at.
Well, there are some that will say that the red side is a little easier to get a positioning on to lay down cover fire. I don't really see it, as they really are mirrored. The two sides are mirrored here, so... But
Yeah.
41-30, we still have a little under 10 minutes left in this match. It's still anybody's game here.
And you see someone there at the right trying to gain position.
Once again, I'm taking a glimpse at that scoreboard, and the Green Beans on the red side there do look like they have that balance on their team yet again this round. So that will be in their favor if they're able to maintain just the same intensity across the board here.
Yeah, the biggest catalyst here I see is Zephyr. He's not playing like he did the first match, and he needs to pick up his game for the team to be successful.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on that as we go here, but 49-38 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the match. Zephyr does look to be about even. He's 14-14 right now. So he was the big heavy hitter for his team last round. You're right. If he's run out of steam here, it could mean trouble for the pink team.
Yeah, I think at this point, the mindset might be they're gonna be held back, and they might need to think to push forward and to gain back position. They seem to be panicking or something based off of they're not being able to push forward as much.
Well, speaking of pushed forward, looks like the red team was trying to make a push into the Blues base. However, that one-on-one match ended up with red being sent back to spawn. 58-45 with 7 minutes, 55 seconds left in the match. We're seeing a good second match here.
Yeah, this is when panic starts to set in, when they realize that they're down 14 points in mid-game.
Well, so far, it looks like red is taking control of the map. Blue team, though, they can rally at any moment. If they can just give a little pushback here, they could throw red into disarray.
Now, knowing what they're probably talking about is they're probably talking to each other in the comms, saying, hey, look, let's just stand back and start spraying. Just spray. Hopefully we get a few extra kills.
That's one thing we have not seen from the blue team so far that we did see them do in the last match was they were throwing down a bunch of cover fire and just peppering the map. We have not seen that from their team yet this match, but we have seen it on the flip side. They're starting to do it now, though. You can see blue team just from different directions, the sprays just flying out across the board here.
Yeah, but they need to come up with something, because they're going to lose this match if they keep this up.
Well, 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in the match. It's 68-54. We're not seeing too much movement on that scoreboard right now. It looks like everybody is kind of staying in their respective zones, or nobody just able to push forward and take dominant control of that center map. 70-58, 7 minutes left. I'm sorry, 6 minutes.
Looks like Green Beans is really, really fighting hard, trying to get that victory edge so they don't fall behind in the total of matches won.
Well, we did see Green Beans. They looked like they kicked it into second gear midway through the first game, and they've carried it over now into the second game. So that is a big plus on their side. We're now down to a 10-point difference, so the Pink Moon is trying to shorten that lead. They have plenty of time to do it if they can just stay calm here.
They're not using the grenades as much as before, but Red Team is. And there you go, Darkmoon, getting a few kills here there, playing efficient.
We also haven't seen that shoddy shield combo come out. We did see it at least 2 or 3 times in the first map. I have yet to see that in this match here. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left. 69-75. Red still with that commanding lead that they've carried from the beginning of this match on. Their team does look to be pretty well across the board, just like in the first match.
Yeah, they're trying to push forward. You got 3 people over there. One or both, the 2 people dying.
Yeah, that whole push forward there was pretty much taken out. Assistance of some grenades as well as some pistol fire.
Yeah, you gotta be careful here.
We're now 78-73, so Blue is trying to creep in on that lead here in the final minutes of the match. Is Red going to be able to keep up the intensity they started out with?
Wait, this is starting to become a close one right here. It's starting to catch up. Only 4-point difference.
4 minutes, 25 seconds left in the match here. Blue starting to crawl back. Are we going to see the red team give it a push, or is Blue going to overtake red for the first time in game 2? Agent Lags trying to do some fancy footwork here. He's using that container as cover. May have gotten taken. Nope. He came out of cover and got taken down. But that was a good push from him.
Yeah, they better be careful here because it looks like they're going to be pinned down if they don't.
Now, only a 3-point game right now, maybe 4. You know, these numbers tend to tick up pretty fast, but that started out as a 10 to 15 point difference throughout this match, and we've closed it now to a 4 and 5 point game.
Now that position right there with Kahides is, that's a tough position to get them out. They use that strategy a lot. I've noticed the walkers, and they hold that ground right there, and all they do is spray at the opening of the base on the right, and rack up a few kills extra.
So
they've
90 to 83. This one's going to come down to the wire, I think. I don't think we're going to see as straightforward of a match as we saw in the first one, because both teams are fighting hard here in the second half of Game 2.
Yeah, they need to push up to get the kills that they were getting earlier, and creep back up. But they're only 7 points away to losing this game.
Well, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left, 93-89. A grenade shoots it up to 95-89, so it is still in red team's favor. If they can just hold on here. Ooh, Sci-Fi taken down as he was trying to go up the ramp there with the shield shoddy. I don't know. We're at 95-92.
There he goes.
2 minutes, 23 seconds left. What are we going to see happen here, Burn?
I have no idea, but I'm assuming that they only got 4 kills left. That's all they need. And they're probably gonna end up taking this.
Oh, we're coming down to the wire here. 2 minutes left in the match. Only a couple of points needed for the red team. Sci-Fi not doing as much production here as he did in the first game, yet they're still able to maintain a lead here. That just speaks well to how much the rest of the team has rallied. And there you have it.
Good game.
Green Beans are going to take Game 2, 193. So we do see a flip here. We do see a flip from Game 1 to Game 2. We're now going to be tied up 1-1. Rise of the Pink Moon taking Game 1. Green Beans taking Game 2.
Ready to start.
Wow, what a match. What a match. This is they've already got one. They're 1-1 tied.
1-1 tied. And back here in the studio, we're just looking at the difference from Game 1 to Game 2. We saw the Green Beans really just come in with an intensity. But Thaya, what do you think about Game 2 here as opposed to Game 1?
But yeah, that was crazy. It was almost as if reversing sides just completely reversed the outcome, you know. Green Bean started in super hot, took a pretty commanding lead early on, and the whole last half of the game, you know, Rise of Pink Moon was fighting to get back and just couldn't quite get there, but was super close.
Yeah, Burn, you mentioned in that second match there that the Green Beans just came out with an intensity that we didn't see in the opening of Game 1. How do you think that Game 2 differed from Game 1 here?
Well, I can tell you this much. Zifa, he went negative in this round, this one match, and he's got to play better for his team to even be successful with this squad right here. Now, it would change if they put in Gog, but I don't know if he's available, if he's going to play or not. Hopefully, I mean, if in the next match they swap him in for another one of the players, they might have a good shot at winning that one. But if they keep up with this lineup, it's an iffy right there. And as in regards to the other side, Green Beans, Lily was the difference maker. He's the guy that was played the most efficient, and he's totally made a difference for his team in this match.
All right. Well, we talked before the game started here that they're going to have to carry on an intensity through all these matches. But Thaya, what do you think the intensity has been from both these teams, and can they keep it up?
I think the intensity has been through the roof from both teams, and I hope they can. I think they might start to falter on game 3. That's just it's the energy levels probably starting to drop about now, but I'm hoping that they can keep it up.
All right, well, before we get on to game 3, let's take just a quick look here at the scores from this second game. For the Rise of the Pink Moon defeats 18 hits to 23 outs. Dark Moon 20 hits to 18 outs. Glib Glob 28 hits to 30 outs. Zephyr with 27 hits and 30 outs. That gave them a score of 93. And the Green Beans with Cadets 31 to 24, Agent Lags 28 to 34, Lily 23 to 12, and Sci-Fi 18 to 23. Sci-Fi did not pull as much as he did in the first game, but the rest of the team were able to lift it up to give them that 100-point win there. So, what do you think the difference in the scores from 1 to 2 are showing us?
Well, I think it's the position of the map, to be honest. I mean, based off the players that they have, they're probably more comfortable playing on the red side in regards to the entire team as a whole. I think the difference is that one position that I told you on the right side of the field, where there were Kahides was holding that one area to the right, a little bit past the halfway mark to the blue side. I think that Kahides had good position there. I think that's a good strat. And blue team would have a hard time pushing back if they don't take that enemy to the right.
All right.
I think there is word that Goggle's going to sub in. Assume that this one, he's going to pop off on this one in the third match.
Yeah, you have Gog subbing in for defeats here on the Pink Moon side. And they have flipped the board again, so Rise of the Pink Moon will be back on the red side. And the Green Beans will be on the blue side. So let's see how they do here in game 3.
Hey, there you go. Zephyr pushing into the middle like he did before. And it looks like that's his favorite thing to do. Hold that top middle platform. And there he goes, launching his grenades. He's starting to get good with those grenades, I can see. And Glib is pushing forward. Looks like Zephyr's got position. I know what, they started off hot. Gog already 4-0, making the difference. Now, I can tell you, Gog is one of the best teleporters I've ever met. Very smart. I mean, he knows he's great with anticipation. He's a great teleporter. But he's also a great walker in his own right. Score is now 14-4. 15-5, a 10-point difference. But again, it's at the beginning of the game. You've got Libby positioning himself to the right side. Probably trying to keep them away and stalling. Looks like blue team keeps spawning to the right. And grenades are flying. Oh, looks like they took him out in the middle of the platform. But there you go, Zephyr again. Going right back in the middle. Trying to keep position. And you see a lot of paintball sprays. Oh, they got him. Score is now 20-10. And Gog is making the difference right here, like I said.
Well, we're already at a 10-point lead here with Red coming out of the gate. I think you're right. Gog is going to make a big difference here in this match. He's fresh. He's just joining in. He's got all the talent and skill.
Hey, who's that? Kahides? Is that Kahides with that hat?
Yes, it is. He was doing some fancy footwork there with the shield and pistol, but somebody able to slip in something above or below that shield there and take him out. 12 minutes left in the match, 26-17. Looks like Gog is the difference maker so far early on in this match.
Yep. Gog is one of the best players in the league.
That number just keeps ticking on up as we look at 11 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm not so sure that they were expecting GOG to come in and make this much of a difference. So blue team's going to have to rally here, come up with a plan to keep GOG contained.
Now, GOG is blue GOG right here. He's about to spawn cap them. Oh, he got popped.
Oh, there you go. 11 minutes, 10 seconds left. 33-19. Blue is pushed back in the back of their base, and they're just trying to lay down some cover fire. Nothing really directed. Just to get out of their spawn, they're just having to throw up what paint they can.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, they can't get caught in the back because, as we know, in the first match, that's when the red team side always racked up points. So the best thing to do seems like is for them to push forward and try to not get trapped in their own base.
40-21, so you have nearly a 20-point lead here for the red team. Remember, pink is back on red, green beans are on blue this match, so we're seeing a complete flip from game 2. It looks like two totally different teams is what I'm looking at so far.
Yep. Hades was trying to do the shotgun thing, that didn't work out.
I think green beans could be running out of steam here. They've been fighting hard for 2 games now. And over on the Pink Moons team, you have some fresh talent coming in. You know, it's just a battle so far, but a battle that the green beans are struggling to win.
Yeah, with GOG in the mix, it's going to be very tough to pull this one off. It's not to say that green beans doesn't have the talent, but adding GOG into the mix, it's already made a huge difference.
Yeah, blue team just does not feel as organized and working as a cohesive unit as they were in last match. Looks like there's just been a flip of control here. They're going to need to talk to each other and try and get some sort of strategy going. 52-30. Looks like the red team is just running away with this. There's still time for the blue team to come back, but with 9 minutes left, and the red team already at 53 points, blue is going to find the pressure being put on them pretty swiftly.
Yeah, it looks like blue team is trying to figure out what to do here, but they have not found a solution yet. And I see Agent Legs just really trying to push hard and got caught.
So 59-33, 8 minutes, 26 seconds left in the match. Red team has control of the midfield here, keeping blue kind of pinned back in their area. You see Sci-Fi, he's just trying to go from side to side here, making sure nobody is invading their base, but that just lets the red team keep control of that center field and put the pressure on, keeping them in their spawn. 64-36 with 7 minutes, 56 seconds left on the board. A little dance there, Sci-Fi, and I can't tell who that is traded with, but that does give Zephyr a chance to come in and cross the river there. I'm starting to see those grenades fly. We haven't seen the grenades flying very much in either of these matches, at least not as much as I anticipated. I anticipated a lot more explosions just popping from side to side, but they've been pretty well containing each other with pistols. 72-41, 7 minutes left. A lot of one-on-ones being battled out here in the center field, trying to gain dominance of that middle ground.
Looks like they can really dominate it. I don't know if they can survive this.
Yeah, at this point, it's looking like red is running away with it. Stark contrast to last game, as well as stark contrast to the ending of game 1. 75-43. 6 minutes, 38 seconds left. Can Blue rally? Can they work together as a team and rally to fight back against Red's onslaught?
All they need is about, what, 24 points.
That's a large 24 points here. It doesn't sound like much, and we've seen a bigger deficit fight back to gain control, but right now I'm just not seeing it from Blue.
Well, there you go, Glib. Trying to stop them at the base.
Yeah, he took a nice position up there on the awning of their base. Quickly jumping down, though, Red does have control, pushing into Blue's area. They're only 20 points away from sealing this one up at 80 to 47. Blue has not even crossed the halfway mark. I'm just not seeing a fight from Blue that we've been seeing in both matches so far.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me what Green Beats did to the Suicide Squad, my team, at Homestead in the third match.
Yeah, it was a fighting battle, and just the steam seems to be out of Blue, just like we've seen in other matches here. The intensity still coming on strong from Red. $85 to 50, so Blue finally hitting that midway mark, but there's only 5 minutes left in this match. And Red is quickly approaching 90 points here, getting them so close to that 100 mark. I'm not sure that Blue has the time or the power to fight back before they hit that 100-point mark.
Oh, come on, Cease. I mean, where's your confidence? I mean, I know they can pull it off. No, not really.
10 points until Red runs away with this. They're going to need to trap Red in, and I'm just not seeing. Red has control of that center field here. Blue's trying to fight back, but they really have to just trap them and keep them trapped from now till the end of the game in order to fight back.
I can just imagine them hacking in the comms.
Well, hopefully they are talking on their comms, because I'm seeing a disarray on their team. It looked like they worked as a cohesive unit last match, and this match they just seem a little disarrayed. Maybe shock and awe from the red team opening up this match is what did it, but with 4 minutes left, 92 to 60, Blue team just really needs to put the pressure on and keep it. But I don't know if I see it.
Yeah, they're trying. You can see that they're pushing up now, but I believe it's going to be a little bit too late.
Let's see. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. 96 to 63.
Yep, they're probably trying to play the try not to die strat, which is a great strat to use, but when you're down that much, I don't think it's even possible. 2 more points here, and the game is going to be over for this round.
Yeah, we're seeing a stark difference from either of the first two games. Looks like Red, with just one more hit, is going to run away with this one. 3 minutes left in the match, though. Can Blue dance around, escaping that last hit? Nope, there it is. That will seal it, guys. 100 to 76. Looks like Pink Moon will take game 2.
Wait, what a surprise there. What a surprise. Well, not really surprising, actually. I mean, I expected Gog to do his thing right there.
Well, I did expect Gog to come in and make a difference. I was not expecting that big of a difference. That was a very stark difference to what we've seen in the first two matches here.
Yeah, huge difference. But remember, they didn't play him the first 2 rounds, so he had all the energy in the world.
Agreed. And maybe we will see a swap out here from the Green Beans this time around. I'm not sure yet, but we will find out. Bathia, what do you think after that third match there?
Yeah, I think Byrne really called it. I mean, GOG came out there and he put up a heck of a fight. Not only had the most kills, but was tied for the least amount of deaths. So I really think that player swap helped them out, and I think Green Beans may need to start considering that themselves.
Yeah, taking a look at the scoreboard here, GOG came in and just put up 36 hits, so only a 14 out deficit. So 36 points is more than I think we've seen from any of the Pink Moon players this set yet.
Yeah. There's word out that they're going to keep the same team in regards to green beans. So let's see what they can do. But I don't know. I mean, they might be tired. If they were able to swap out players, well, then they could get some renewed energy. But in this case, it's hard to play 4 games in a row at to 100 points. It's like waiting for 400 points right there. I don't know. If actually catch the breath.
So another interesting statistic from comparison to all the other games we played so far, not a single player from the Green Beans went positive in this match. If we take a look at the scores, Agent Lags was 18-31, Sci-Fi 19-28, Kadit's 18-27, Lily 12-14. You can't win a match with none of your players going positive in that round.
Yeah, that's what kind of happens when you're kind of somewhat backed up into your base. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, all you got to do is look for your dead mate's pistol that's on the ground, and hopefully you get a second pistol to spray your way down. But I don't know. I mean, they just got killed by sheer strength right there.
Yeah, sheer strength and I think a little exhaustion playing out, but they do have a little bit of a chance here to catch a breath. They're going to be refreshing the lobby, just trying to cut out any lag that may be starting to pile up. So we'll be in a fresh lobby this next game. And we're going to see both teams, after a breather, come out and attack each other. So hopefully that'll make a difference.
Yeah, you know what works for me, though? Me rum.
Your rum? Gosh, that sounds good. Would you share, Burn? I'm a little parched here.
I don't know, they don't, mate. I don't know. The more for me, the greater, the better.
So, Bethia, what do you think that the Green Beans need to do here to combat just this onslaught from the Pink Moon, but more precisely from GOG?
Yeah, I think they need to take that strategy from Rise of Pink Moon and just kind of maybe swap out some of the players. I mean, these aren't just normal paintball games. These are high-intensity paintball games, and you're going to 100. I know they got to be getting tired, so they should probably get in some fresh people who are ready to go and make up that difference.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. However, they just may not have somebody in the lobby ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're down in the dumps right now. They're feeling psychologically affected. This can affect the 4th match here. But let's just hope that Green Beans can get their team going and get them psyched up.
Well, as we saw with the first match that was taken from the Pink Moon, the second match came out with a completely different looking Green Beans team. And we did that again in game 3. Maybe Green Beans is going to show up here in game 4, and it will be another completely different team we're going to see. So we're going to find out in just a minute here. Looks like they are getting the new lobby ready to go. Any final thoughts before we head into game 4 here?
Well, if they don't win this one, that's it. Green Beans will finally become bad beans. I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, if God does what he does, I mean, what he did last match, I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Bethia, who do you think is going to take this next game? What do you think we're going to see from these two?
I mean, I think the Rise of the Pink Moon definitely have a chance here. I think the Green Beans are probably going to start targeting GOG a little bit harder and trying to pin him down a little bit more and don't let him get the advantage that he did last game, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. This is going to be interesting. We're coming down to the wire here. Green Beans must win this one in order to force a 5th match. Otherwise, Pink Moon will walk away with the final prize here. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Let's get our final predictions here. Bethia, who are you predicting for game 4?
I'm going to go with Rise of the Pink Moon.
All right, Burn, who are you going to?
Well, I hate to say it, but this is going to be a quick match in this next round, I assume, because The Green Beans, they're not going to sub in a player. They might be out of breath at this point. So it's kind of tough playing all get those many games in a row up to 100. So I'm assuming that Rise of the Pink Moon will take it. If they take it to the 5th round, oh wow, it's going to be amazing.
Well, so both Bethia and Burn are going for the Pink Moon. I'm going to go for Green Beans, guys. I think that Gog came in hot and heavy that last game. I think he's going to be a little more winded than he was. He's no longer as fresh. And I think Green Beans are going to take the opportunity here to rally together and force a game 5. But we're going to see. We're going to see.
Yeah. Let's see. I hope you're right, though, because it's going to make an entertaining match.
Absolutely. I think either way, both these teams have fought hard, both deserving to be here. It's going to be very interesting. Looks like they are still trying to get everybody organized here. We do have a slight delay on the field, so if they are, I don't see any swap outs coming from the Green Beans. I do think that that's going to put them at a disadvantage here, especially with only potentially one game left.
Press the start button on the scoreboard.
Burn, I know that you guys experienced that in the semifinals whenever you went up against the Green Beans, that your team just ran out of gas. Now it looks like the Green Beans might be. What do you think they have to do in order to find that extra push?
Well, again, they can't be backed up in their base. If that happens, they're gonna be in a tough spot. And the fact that Gog's in the game, this time in the blue side, I mean, Green Beans might have a chance, but remember, Gog is back in, and he just only played one game, so he's still refreshed. So, what Green Beans needs to do is simply they need to push. They can't be backed up in their base.
All right, Bethia, do you have any pointers you may want to throw out there for Green Beans? How maybe they can combine Gog or what they need to do?
I mean, in that second round, they came out pretty hot on the red side. Hopefully they can bring that energy here and just control the field and try to keep him pinned down. Hopefully they'll be able to do that and we can see a 5th match.
All right, well, we are off for game 4, guys. Again, they have flipped. So you have the Pink Moon on the blue side and the Green Beans on the red side. This is... Sorry, go ahead, Burn.
They just drew First Blood, the Rise of the Pink Moon.
Yep, they sure did. 3-1 here. It's going to be interesting to see how we play out, but coming out of the gate, both teams are fighting pretty hard. 4-3, 14 minutes, 17 seconds left. Game 4, maybe we'll see a game 5.
It just seems to me when you're in the red side, you've got more grenades being thrown.
I don't know what would cause that other than more a team discretion. You have the same setup. It is a mirrored side. So is there anything we can think of that might be giving the red side a favorable view on that?
Well, I mean, they do have that spindle on the left that looks like it's more to their half of the field. I mean, it's harder to get there for the blue team than it is for the red team, I would assume. But it's just one grenade. I guess it really all depends on the team who makes a successful push at the get-go at the start.
Yeah, 13 minutes, 20 seconds left. It's a close one coming out. Both teams are probably feeling winded, a little winded here. Also, Green Beans know that this is sudden death for them. They have to get in here and win this match. So 12-9. Red team being captured a bit in their spawn, but it doesn't look like they're feeling too much pressure. Blue team kind of commanding the center. I'm just not feeling the aggressiveness of last game at the opening matches here.
Yeah, they've got to figure out how to get out of that spot there because they're going to be pinned in.
Well, I said I don't feel the intensity, but there's Gog just teleporting back and forth. He sure has that intensity.
Now this is their chance to move forward. And they are starting to catch up. They're playing efficient, even being backed up in the base the way they were.
Green Beans are able to keep up here. By this point, last match, we did see a deficit start to come on their end. Right now, they're tied up 17-17 with 12 minutes left in the match. If they can keep fighting like this, they stand a fighting chance.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They just gotta be careful not to get too backed up in their base. Right now, it's only a 1-point difference. Still the beginning.
Yeah, 11 minutes, 50 seconds left. Plenty of time. Plenty of energy, I assume, for both these teams. They don't look as winded as they did last game, so that's a good sign.
This catches the night. Oh, he dies in the second one.
Was that a catch?
Yes, it turned red. I saw.
Yeah, nice catch there. It was Sci-Fi throwing the grenades from the blue side, but Kaditz was well prepared for that one.
Yep. Zifa just dodged one. Oh, but he got taken out.
Looks like we do have cover fire coming from multiple directions here for the red team. Blue team does not seem to be sending the same intensity back towards the red side.
Yeah, green means it's holding the lead right now.
26-24, 10 minutes, 53 seconds left in the match. No team taking a command. Ooh, nice blue grenade. Not sure who tossed that one, but it took a bounce off of the center platform there and took out a red player right in the center. He was trying to push forward, but right above his head, unable to escape that grenade.
Right into the pink Rangers took the lead.
I assume to see them trade back and forth here. It doesn't look like any team has an upper hand moving into this game so far.
Yep. Looks like the blue team has got a little bit of a position here.
(31-29), 10 minutes left. Oh, the grenades are flying a little more this match. I'm seeing those grenades pop off, especially from the blue side.
Yeah, he's going straight out for a battle on the left side there with another blue mate over there. Zifa got the middle platform.
No real team taking a stretch here. 36-33, 9 minutes, 30 seconds left.
It's just how it doesn't run out of gas here.
Well, I'm looking for one team to just take control of that center field, but it looks like the strategy this game is pop those grenades off and don't allow them to take center field.
Hey, look at that. Dog teleporting with a shotgun.
Yeah, but he's a little far away to get a hit there. Oh,
wait,
but he did. He did, but then he gets taken out from somebody in the Reds' backfield.
Was Gog teleporting the last game?
Yes, he was. I honestly don't think I've ever seen Gog not teleporting.
No, I've seen him play walk before. He's a great walker in his own right, but to me, he's one of the best teleporters in the game.
Agreed. I agree there. You may have a fight on your hands with Dwangler, but Gog is one of the best teleporters. 42-42, 8 minutes, 30 seconds left. Let's see. Nobody really taking that center field.
I think Zifa and Gog are on the right side. Second Zifa now.
Is that Defeats back in the game here? Looks like Defeats is doing some fancy footwork there.
Yep.
Coming up on 8 minutes left, and we are still, for the most part, tied here. 46-47 right now. No team really having control of this. They're switching back and forth on the lead.
Yeah, Green's got a fighting chance here.
I'm looking for one side to just start pulling away here any minute, but I'm not seeing it so far. Both teams are pretty balanced in their gameplay. Nobody seems completely out of steam yet.
This one's going to be close.
Oh, it looks like it might come down to the wire. We are nearing the midway point here. Both teams right around the 50-point mark. Still 7 minutes left in the match. So midway through this, I cannot say who has the upper hand here.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell with the point differential right now.
Well, first three games, we could tell about at this point who really had the upper hand. I don't think either team at this point has an upper hand. Both look like they're just switching up their tactics.
Yeah, I have a feeling this one's going to go down to the wire by a point or two, but it's really hard to tell in mid-game from now. But looks like they're both fighting, and the Green Beans is fighting for their lives.
Absolutely. Green Beans knows that they have to win this one and force that 5th game. And there's a lot riding on the line here. 56-54, Red with a slight advantage. Not very much, but very slight.
Well, they're fighting. Zephyr needs to pick up his game.
Ooh, that grenade took Sci-Fi out from over the container. I don't think he even saw it coming. Gog going in for some cover there, but still trying to lay down a blanket on the field.
If there's one person running out of gas, I would assume it's Zephyr.
Yeah, Zephyr has been struggling. Well, he's been fighting hard since game 1, but he did look like he put a lot into it. However, right now, 59-62, Blue is taking the lead. Not by very much, but still, Blue has taken the lead. But you're right, Zephyr has been going full-fledged, non-stop since game 1. He's been carrying his fair share of the weight.
Look at Gog teleporting back and forth. He has great timing with his teleporting, I can tell you that.
And he doesn't telegraph. He never telegraphs where he might go next.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to predict him. Which makes him pretty dangerous.
Coming down to the final 5 minutes, 67-63. Blue with a slight lead here. Red is going to need to really kick it into high gear here. They might be running out of a little bit of steam.
Well, they need to find some gas to push. 7-point differential, right? Oh no. Oh, it's 9 now. 9-point differential. They can't be pinned like they're getting pinned right now.
Yeah, they've been able so far in this game not to get pinned, but maybe Blue is actually starting to regroup and find a way to pin him in here. Gog going in with a shotgun. Is he going to get some spawn kills back there?
Yeah, Gog likes to go into the base a lot. That's one of his tactics at River. He does that more often than most players I know of.
Well, so long as the rest of his team is laying down cover fire, it's a good tactic to push forward with.
Yeah.
But he's got to have that support from the rest of his team in order for that to be successful.
Yep. Now, I'm assuming the red team is going to try to make a push right here.
Well, I hope they do, because they've fallen behind here in the last few minutes, 81-68. You have under 5 minutes now. You're approaching 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. So in just the last 2 minutes, the blue team has widened the gap. They really have to feel the pressure now. They have to push now.
Remember, if they lose, this is the last match. Good grenade throws right there.
Yeah, and he got somebody inside the base. I see a downed player right inside the window there. You know, red team was throwing quite a few grenades early on. I have not seen them 5 minutes. Only from the blue side. Yeah, he's got that shield shotty. Red is just attacking, trying to... everybody who comes through those doors just getting taken down by Gog. This could be the deciding factor here. 91-71. This may be...
Everybody's trying to hunt him down, and they're making huge mistakes.
Somebody got him there. That did take Gog down. If they can keep him away, get a good push here, they may still have a chance. But blue, with that last push with Gog in the back of the base, really kind of sealed it.
With 5 points left, I mean, it's a tough hill to climb. I think it's over right here.
2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Only 5 points remaining for blue to seal the victory. Looks like the red team may have just run out of gas, and once they got trapped back there in their spawn, that may have been the turning factor right there.
Yep, the tides have not been turning for green beans.
1 point remaining, and it looks like this will